Those who do nothing are inviting shame as well as violence.
Hey guys, I'm try to make this as quick as possible. I don't have more than 10 minutes like some of you guys, but essentially I've had a lot of people hit me up in the last couple of days about this video that's on YouTube that's getting a lot of attention. People that are on YouTube and people that just come to see videos, and they're asking me if I have an opinion on it, essentially. And then in the last 2 days, two of my subscriptions and subscribers, Guar and Going Deaf, have put up videos about this. So essentially, I just wanted to put in my 2 cents, say what I had to say, and just get done with it. A lot of people are asking me questions about my opinion. My opinion about this pussification video is essentially I agree, and yet I still disagree. The part that I agree with, people are in this country can be too fucking lazy. Especially young people. I have a lot of people on my job. I see a lot of people every day. My ex-girlfriend was rather young and not underage, no smart comments. She's 22. I'm just in my 30s. And they're fucking lazy. They're just fucking lazy. Bottom line, they're fucking lazy. The young people come to my job, they want a paycheck, but they don't want to work. And, you know, they call off every other day. They fucking show up late. They fucking do a half-ass job. And it's just the sad state of affairs. And Americans have been hearing it from other countries for years that we're too fucking lazy. You know, yeah, the economy went bad, but one reason the car companies had problems was because other countries were making better cars. It's just a standard that Americans used to have, that we set the standard for the whole rest of the world. They raised the bar and we never got any higher. We just stayed where we're at. And so in that sense, and the fact that there's a lot of people in this country that are just too fucking lazy and don't want to work hard enough for the things that they want, that's true. But I think that's true anywhere in the world. Now the parts that I'm having a problem with. One, I think the main issue with the video is the way it was delivered. I think it was delivered like every other one of his videos, which is essentially from this survivalist aspect instead of just coming at you with this is one man's opinion. He came at you very hunt, fish, learn guns, learn how to make fire, and that's nice, but this non-pussy is from New York City originally. I was born and raised in the Bronx. I was put out at a very young age. My father beat on me. When I say beat on me, not with a belt, I mean he held me down by my fucking throat and punched me in my face. Now I'm not bitching. This is not a bitching video. I'm just making you understand that I've been shot at, I've been stabbed, I've been put in jail, I've been beat by my father from the day that I was born. I was put out of the house when I was about 15. I raised myself, basically. I was homeless up until my early 20s. I ate out of the fucking trash. I slept on fucking subway cars and staircases of project buildings. I mean, but that's my survival, you know. And I think if you take one of these hunter, trapper, fisher guys and you throw them in my old fucking neighborhood, they're not gonna fucking survive on the streets. And if you take somebody that is thug and gangster and you take them out of the hood and you drop them in the middle of the wilderness, they're probably not gonna survive. It's so that term pussy is really, it's a relevant term. It's all relative. And the thing is, you're only pussy if you can't survive in an environment that you grew up in. That's my terminology. That's where I feel you're a pussy. If you grew up in the hood and you can't survive in the hood, then you're a fucking pussy. If you grew up in the wilderness and you can't survive in the wilderness, then you're a fucking pussy. But don't say because I'm from the hood and I can't survive in the wilderness, I'm a fucking pussy. Because I'm not going to say because you grew up in, you know, in rural suburbia, because you can't survive on the streets and be homeless and not get your ass beat and not know how to not get mugged and raped and everything else, that you're a pussy. I'm not going to say that, because that's not where you're from. That's not where you need to survive when all hell breaks loose. That's my first problem. And let me get this straight. Let me just make this point and get this out of the way. I don't have a problem with dude. I really don't. I'm just expressing my opinion because people keep private messaging me, asking me in my personal life. People are starting to put up videos, so it's making more people ask me what my opinion is. So I'm just expressing my opinion. I don't have a problem with this cat at all. In fact, some of his videos I find informative. In fact, some of his videos I actually like, you know, but I'm just expressing my opinion on this one video since it's causing a YouTube flurry of attention. And the other thing I have a problem with is, I know he admitted that he does partake in the push button world, but the bottom line is still the fact that, you know, he's got all those fancy AR-15, $1,300, $1,500, $1,800 AR-15s, AK-47s, all those fancy guns. He talks about all the websites he orders from, this, that, and the third. I gotta scrimp and save and walk into a gun store with cash, and I don't even have half the amount of guns he has, and my caliber of guns aren't near the quality that his is. But does that make mine less? No, that's not the point I'm trying to make. I'm trying to make the point that, you know, he says he enjoys it, but he's got to learn how to not do it, and that everybody has to learn how to survive out of that push button world. But it just appears that everything he does is push button world. This catalog, this website, oh, I got this from this website, oh, I got this from this website. He always says don't be brand myopic, but he always compares stuff to his Glock or something like that. So it's a double standard, and I just feel like that push button world that he lives in, that he tells us not to live in, I feel, you know, okay, you had to dig a pool, you had to do chores, that's fine, but your father wasn't punching you in the face. You didn't run from drug dealers. You didn't get shot at every other day. You didn't get beat up every single day by people in your neighborhood and then go home and get beat up by your dad. You weren't eating out of the dumpster. You still had comforts of life, and you knew that survival instinct that you had to get through the situation was because you knew at the end of the day you were going home to a family. What about the people that don't have that? So I just feel like you shouldn't preach about something when you're not the worst case scenario, because I'm not preaching and I'm worse than you, but I know I'm not the worst case scenario. Bottom line is, the way it was delivered, it should have been shorter, should have been to the point, and it shouldn't seem so survivalistic. It shouldn't seem like, you know, he's a survivalist, some crazy survivalist in the mountains. He should have said, this is one man's opinion about the state of our country, and this is how I feel it could be better. And I think people would have respected that more. And I agree with a lot he said, so I don't have a huge problem with the video. I just have a problem with the way it was delivered and from whom it was delivered. So that's my opinion. Haters hate. Write your shitty comments. I know I'm going to get them. People are going to unsubscribe. That's fine. I'm just expressing my opinion. If he can express his, if you're a lover of him and he can express his, then respect the fact that I can express mine. That's all I'm saying. And I think we all have an opinion, and he said what he had to say, and it's done. I said what I have to say, it's done. You know, these other guys, they said what they had to say, and it's done. So, it's done.